everything people are saying?
Oh my god, this, all this. Put on a dress, go into the supermarket, and ask a guy to like reach an item on like a high shelf. You will see how happy it makes them to serve you in your feminine energy.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we will see various women giving the most toxic advice on how to hurt a partner. We will also see a single woman belittling the wives of 3 of her ex-boyfriends, calling them conformist women for marrying them. We want to invite you to smash that like button and help us reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year and get our first plaque. That's the only support we ask for, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement and share your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. Without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, this video is dangerous, but this is how to get revenge on a guy, or really just anyone. And it's really fucking petty, but they won't know it's you. So who cares? This is gonna be part 1, so follow and let me know if you want a part 2. Also, disclaimer, if you've ever been associated with me and you've ever received one of these, it wasn't me. It's just a crazy, crazy fucking coincidence. I would never. Anyways, your new best friend, tellyourpartner.org. Basically, what this site will do is it will anonymously tell whoever you want that one of their past partners has tested positive for the STD of your choice. The site is meant to genuinely send partners like anonymous texts, like to let them know that you have something. Like, it's like actually meant for that. So like the text is believable. Yeah, to the person that received this from me and the other girl that you also, yeah, we're not gonna get into that, but we mutually decided to do it. Surprise! You don't have chlamydia, but you're still gross. Anyways, use this wisely, only to people that actually fucking deserve it, which is a lot of men. Anyways, like for a part 2. And follow for more and follow my Instagram. Love you.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Every day this gets worse. I don't know if it's that this wave of modern women wants to destroy men, or if they are just coming together so that men have more and more reasons to stop dating them. Do you know how much it can ruin a man's life to tell his partner or ex-partner that he gave her an STD? Because let me tell you something, if she was the one who gave it to him, she can blame him entirely through this medium. I see many women in the comments of this video, which has 6 million views, wanting to use that to supposedly scare an ex-partner, or others sending it to some friends as a joke. What part of telling someone they have a sexually transmitted disease is a joke? Where's the humor in that? Not knowing the person's mood or mental health, I feel like these women are losing critical thinking every day, thinking this isn't right. And this girl is even worse for promoting it.
Okay, this is how to get revenge on a guy or anyone, part 2. Sorry for the long fucking break. I was just in Hawaii, have a lot of story times with that one. That'll be later. We had this game that we made beforehand called Monopoly. Like Monopoly, because I had mono. It was like a checklist of things we had to do. Not to brag, but I won. So it was definitely interesting, but let's get into the video. If you haven't seen part 1, go to that one too. But let's get started. Honestly, I feel like this one's even more fucking petty than the last one, because there's no way that they can really like stop it from happening. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Craigslist. You're gonna put out an ad for like an iPhone 13, something like really fucking nice, for the price of like $20. It's gonna be like a hot commodity. And for source of contact, you're gonna put their phone number. This man is gonna get hundreds of texts asking for this thing. And the beauty in this is there's so many different numbers that he can't just block one of them, because they will keep on coming and he will not know where from. It's like harmless, but it's gonna get really fucking annoying really fucking fast. Oops. In the last video, everyone's like, let God take revenge, forgiveness, whatever. God isn't working fast enough here. Just giving him a helping hand, because some people really fucking deserve it. Anyways, that's it. Follow for more and follow my Instagram too. I love you so much. Bye.
Then they wonder, when something bad happens to them, why is this happening to me? Women never stop giving themselves toxic advice that only makes their situation worse. Just hearing God doesn't take revenge too quickly makes it clear what they wish for their ex-partners. But these are the videos modern women watch. Videos on how to ruin a man. Videos on how to be the worst woman to a man, instead of accepting responsibility for the relationship they chose to be in. The best thing to do is ruin the man who decided to leave them for being toxic. That's why more men today decide to be alone, because they go through relationships with women like this who only bring toxicity to the relationship. And the worst part is that it's such a strong poison that even after leaving them, they keep messing with your patience or looking for ways to bring chaos to your life. It's because of things like this that I don't believe women who play the victim and then accuse the man of being an abuser, making videos crying crocodile tears, just to make angry people ruin the life of an innocent man. Today, they are being worse than men and trying more and more to ruin their reputation just because he decided to leave a toxic relationship.
Men
how I wish I could reach this level of delusion. However, no, men do not marry inconvenient women. Men love chasing inconvenient women for validation. But they quickly grow tired of this, and then they will settle for the girl who is just like easygoing and never asks them to do anything. And let me tell you how I know this. I have very bare minimum standards for men that would place me into this category of inconvenient women. And boys love to chase after me. And some of them last a week, some of them last a month. But in the end, they always burn out. Like, for the longest time, I felt like Dane Cook in that movie Good Luck Chuck, because every boy I dated would go on to date the next year for like months or even years. This last year, 3 of my exes got engaged, which is wild. Like, sometimes I think I might have even just scared them into realizing what standards could be held for them, so the next girl, they're like, I gotta lock this down. And here's the thing, I used to be like on somewhat mutual terms with a couple of my exes. That's a long story, but I got to know their next girlfriend, and immediately when I met them, a flip switched in my mind and it all made sense. Watching them interact, I'm like, oh, she just lets this man kind of walk all over her. She just has different standards than I do. Such as my one ex, you could call him. Things didn't work out because I felt like I was always asking him to step up and do more and think about me when you're doing things. Like, he was just a very selfish man, classic only child trope. And things at one point got very messy, and I later became friends with the girl he dated after me for several years, and she told me the whole story about how the whole time he was just so lazy and he treated her terribly. Things were a little scary sometimes. There's a lot of lying and cheating and that behavior, and I realized I dodged a massive bullet there. But yeah, like, she was just the one who was willing to put up with all that and stay with him. And they got back together since that, which is a whole thing, but I do believe that someday they will get married. But I truly do believe that those two are made for each other, because that's a story for another day. She did some really terrible things to me as well, but like, she just enables his behavior. She's the more convenient choice, and men essentially marry the convenient woman. They love to chase the inconvenient woman, right? Because it brings them all this validation. But then one of two things happen. They either burn out because they just like can't meet the standards that are, again, like bare minimum things, or two, the moment you like kind of let your guard down, they're bored, they're uninterested, they need to go chase something new and more inconvenient. And that's why I personally have a rule when I'm seriously dating, that I don't even consider sleeping with a man until like I really, really, really know him. Because honestly, most of them don't make it to that point. But that's just a personal choice, and it works really well for me, not shaming anyone who does anything differently. But it is true that a lot of times these boys that are just in it for the validation chase, once you sleep with them, they will just be completely gone. Because they felt like they won, like they received the validation. It's a strange thing for sure.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no.
No, that's not it. There are simply women who bring a wifely feminine energy with whom you can build a home, and others who are only good for pleasure but bring a bossy energy and are not good for the home. You seem to fall into the second category, a strong and independent woman who doesn't bring the energy of being a wife who takes care of her man. That's why you try to subtly insult the women your exes are with, calling them low value compared to you. But here's the thing. 3 men were with you, saw everything you had to offer, and decided to leave you. Nobody leaves a Ferrari for a Corolla, but you do leave a Corolla for a Ferrari. You understand what I'm saying? Women often have high standards that they themselves can't meet. Your exes saw that being with you would be a constant complaint and decided to leave you. Instead of belittling the new girlfriend, you should reflect on yourself, because if more than 3 partners have left you and then married the next one, you must have some problem that prevents you from keeping a man. As I said, there are women with whom you can build and progress a home. And there are others who never get past being the eternal girlfriend because they always end up being left for not bringing the feminine energy a man wants to build a home with.
Okay. I am single. It is the holidays. No one has asked me to go to a pumpkin patch. No one has asked me to go see a scary movie. No one's asked me to go to a haunted house. I have no hopes. I just want to be loved. And I want to show someone love and unconditional love. I don't even like scary movies. But it would at least be nice to know that someone wants to take me so they can protect me. It's fine.
In short, the product is on sale, in case anyone wants to buy it. If there's a Chad here, you know where to go. She wants to be invited home. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
The more he calls, the more he texts, the less he's into you. He messages you good morning every single day. He calls you once he gets home at 3 a.m. after he spent hours at the pub with the boys because he misses you so much. He keeps calling and texting you, checking in throughout your day, how you going. You spend hours on FaceTime before you eventually fall asleep together on the phone. But not ever has this man officially taken you out on a date. Neither did he give you gifts, flowers, jewelry, and actually asked you to be his girlfriend. Stop thinking just because he's calling and texting that he's into you. That's a lie. What he's doing is keeping his options warm, entertaining you, while he's keeping an eye out for his dream girl. Stop waiting on the sideline and stop entertaining men who don't want to be with you.
Oh my God!
This woman deserves a whole video because she is super toxic. But I won't deny that Chads love to love bomb women, and women also like to do this with men, turning them into their shoulder to cry on or the guy in the friend zone. Be careful with this, brothers. If a woman isn't clear with you, discard her. Anything that isn't a clear yes is a no, because there's no middle ground. I'll also say that disinterest is boring. So, take this advice with a grain of salt because you can send messages and try to win the girl over. But I don't advise telling her everything about yourself. You have to invite her out and leave some mystery. Don't tire her out by writing every day. Remember, the one who shows too much hunger doesn't eat. But this woman gives this advice in a toxic way, telling women to act disinterested to make it harder for men. But all this does is push men further away because there's a new trend of women trying to be toxic, thinking that the worse they treat a man, the more he will fall in love. But all it does is leave them, and the one giving the advice, lonelier than the sun at noon because the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think of the advice modern women receive today? Have you ever felt attracted to a woman who treats you with disinterest? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.